The most hyped up game of all time, Hollow Knight Silksong, has finally been released after a 7-year long wait. Many people have loved their experience with the game so far, but there's a lot of people out there who have never played the original Hollow Knight before, or have never even played a Metroidvania, and they have decided to buy the game just to get in on the hype. These people probably won't know what they're getting into with Silksong, so without knowing if the game will likely be for them, they'll boot up the game, play it for a couple of hours, hate it, and then jump onto Metacritic to leave an outrageously bad negative review. And that's where I come in, as we are going to go through and take a look at some of these hilariously bad reviews for Hollow Knight Silksong. We have a lot of reviews to get through this time around, so let's jump straight in with X's review for Silksong. One of the worst games I played. No character development, no complex mechanics, very simple bosses and enemy designs, and much more. I don't understand why people want me to play this game. It feels unfinished. Don't buy it. 0 out of 10. I warned you that these were going to be some hilariously bad reviews. Kobo Chino 1 has written a review for Silksong. Absolutely terrible game. Terrible gameplay. The game is so easy and it offers zero story and lore. Please save your $20. It's not worth it. 0 out of 10. I mean, obviously nothing about this review is true, and this is probably one of the best valued games out there you can get for $20. Milak1 also has a 1 in their name, but they gave Hollow Knight Silksong a 3 out of 10 score. Honestly, 7 years of waiting only to get an experience that feels exhaustingly repetitive and brings nothing truly innovative compared to the first game. It's frustrating to see that so much development time ended up producing something that feels more like a recycled version of the past rather than a genuine evolution. The impression is that the game was made solely to please the Hollow Knight orphans, who keep overrating a title that in reality never earned more than 2 awards throughout its entire existence. In the end, the hype seems to have been its greatest achievement. I've just checked this, by the way, and Hollow Knight actually won 4 different awards, so as I suspected, this review is not factually correct. And I'm pretty sure Hollow Knight Silksong will easily win more than 4 different awards. This is going to be many people's Game of the Year. It will most likely win Best Indie Game at the Game Awards, and it might even win Game of the Year at that show too. Next up is Pendragon95 with their 3 out of 10 review for Silksong. Does not feel too much of difference from before. First game, it's boring, and the graphic with big line is not great at all. Maybe it's because I play all Castlevania and I prefer the graphic from before. Graphic with big line is certainly an interesting way to describe the beautiful visuals in Silksong. Carbon Accent has some thoughts on Silksong. Sadly, it's a game where collective hysteria misleads. Just a generic Metroidvania with no originality, no story, nothing. More hype driven by influencers than an actual game. People aren't ready for this, but it's the reality. 4 out of 10. That Glitters gave Silksong a 0 out of 10 score. Maybe Team Cherry should have charged an extra $10 for this and paid more playtesters, as it's a mess. Obnoxiously frustrating difficulty, so many players will only see $5 of content before the game gets dropped. This is a game that hates you. Ignore the fangirls. Don't waste your money on an annoying stress simulator until they maybe patch it. It's funny you say that, because there have been so many complaints about this game's difficulty that the developers have come out and said that they are actually going to update the game to make it easier. It's great that they are taking on board feedback, but I think a lot of people complaining about the difficulty are over-exaggerating a lot. Both me and my brother who are playing the game agree that yes, it's more difficult than your average game, but it only feels a little bit harder compared to the original Hollow Knight. I think it's more of a problem that a lot of people don't have the patience to learn the different enemy attack patterns, so they just give up. Sidrew wrote a short review for Silksong. Way too hard. Nothing funny playing this game. It's just time loose. Glad I cracked it. 0 out of 10. Feydros gave Silksong a score of 4 out of 10. It's just too damn hard. It feels punishing and rarely rewarding to play. I am not masochist enough to continue playing this game. I don't think you have to be a masochist to enjoy playing Hollow Knight Silksong. Let's be honest. ZDJ Killer wants to share their thoughts on Hollow Knight Silksong. It's okay, but boring, bro. It's not a hard game. I'd say it's a fair difficulty, something like Wukong and not quite FromSoft, but it's boring. I pirated the game because I wasn't sure it's gonna be fun, and thank God I did. After 4 hours, I deleted it. It's just meh. Would have loved to see the devs implement it into 3D. This whole 2D boredom needs to go. I know for a fact that if they made a 3D world with the same art style they use in their games, it would make the game actually enjoyable. This is just too sorry. Interesting that you would admit to pirating the game in your review. Also, Silksong isn't a bad game because it isn't in 3D. Most of my favourite Metroidvanias of all time are in 2D, and Silksong has become another one of my favourites. 20986kun has left us a review for Silksong. Unlike the previous installments, the level design is unbelievably terrible. It's not just that, I was exhausted by what can only be described as malicious design by the developers. 1 out of 10. We have another 1 out of 10 review now, coming from Deloop. The critic reviews are just wrong, from fans. Not really professionally. The game is too hard and not worth the score. It's ridiculous as the hype. For what? Hollow Knight is not bad. It's a good game for Jesus Christ. But nothing more. Sorry, I don't want to insult someone, but this is not fair. There are too many issues for that high score. I think I'm gonna have to censor that review. That was borderline offensive. ADB77Y has played Silksong, and here are their thoughts. Silksong is a massive disappointment. The music is forgettable, the world feels empty, the combat is clunky, and the difficulty is unfair rather than fun. The economy is punishing, the runbacks are tedious, and Hornet's awkward animations kill the flow. It lacks everything that made Hollow Knight a masterpiece and instead delivers a frustrating, soulless sequel. 3 out of 10. TunkSkrunks420 have reviewed the game, and they also have a message for the Hollow Knight fanbase. After all this waiting, we got a product inferior to the original Hollow Knight that's been overhyped by a cult-alike fanbase over the course of a few years. 2 out of 10. To be fair, the Hollow Knight fanbase does feel very much like a cult. I wouldn't want to anger them. Yargos has a strong opinion about Silksong. Worst game I have ever played in my life. Devs don't want you to have fun. 0 out of 10. Hoshiman39 fell asleep while playing Hollow Knight Silksong, which I mean, fair enough I guess. You could fall asleep to some of the nice ambient background music in the game. XedMeds wants to share their thoughts on the game. This game is a pile of I've played for 6.5 hours and just had enough. It's almost like Team Cherry has ignored game development tropes of the last 6 years in their field. Instead of quality of life improvements, it's like they did everything in their power to make it worse. 2 out of 10. Honestly, it's starting to get painful going through these reviews at this point. Our final review for this video comes from Cuppers, and they say this game hates anyone who doesn't devote their entire life to playing video games. 0 out of 10. So there you go, that was 17 hilariously bad reviews for Hollow Knight Silksong. The most reviews we have had in any of my bad review videos so far. And speaking of those videos, why not go check out my bad reviews video for the original Hollow Knight? If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you will enjoy that one too.